the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Jamal Murray is out there with Michael Porter, and it's Gordon in at the 3 spot. And for Portland, Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. Jones is out there with Damian Lillard, and it's Covington in at the small forward. Nurkic kicks to Covington. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
With the D playing soft off him, he might have been better off taking it to the hoop instead of settling for the jumper.
Lillard dishes to Jones. From downtown, Porter with the steal. And pushing it up, here's Denver. Jokic is running. And it's rebounded by Covington.
He doesn't get the finish, but the D's got to be quicker to rotate and stop him from getting to the rim.
Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is such a unique talent at that center position. Young player, already top 10 in career triple-doubles.
How about the most triple-doubles ever by a foreign player? You think of the great skilled European big man. Jokic, arguably the most skilled of them all.
You can tell Lillard loves to test his range. I mean, he's showing how confident he is pulling the trigger.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Now here's Porter. Wide open look. The offensive rebound. Second chance shot. In deep. Jokic drops it in.
Such a savvy player. Love watching Jokic battle for positioning on the offensive glass.
Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Lillard finds Covington. Back to Lillard. Shot clock at 6. Trying to find Murray, and he gets it to him. And here's the fast break. Porter leading the way. Millsap has the open look, and it comes off the front of the rim. Portland's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Pass to Collins. Back to Jones. It's Covington on the wing. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Shot by Collins, no good. For Denver, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Here's Porter, not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
A pure shooter who's also efficient. Porter nearly automatic from mid-range.
Lillard, the pass to Jones. Back to Lillard. He feeds it to Covington, and the dunk by Covington.
Oh, I like the playmaking ability of Lillard. I mean, unpredictable in these pick-and-roll sets, and excellent at slicing the ball through the defense.
And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Porter looking it over. The 17-footer goes down. Porter's got his second basket. I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you've visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to.
I mean, there's so many, Kevin. A couple guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul are 3 guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, you know, witnessing his journey to greatness. All the while, he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also not just an analyst, partner, but a fan, and a big fan of theirs.
You are a fan indeed.
Boy, he is looking. Confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
And it's Lillard missing.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Millsap kicks to Murray. Outside Millsap. Back to Murray. Trailblazers trail by 5. Lillard attacking, and he comes up with the deuce. Lillard's got 5.
It's tough. When I think of Dame, that's the first word that comes up. Show him why on that hoop right there.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Murray, the pass to Jokic. Gordon deciding where to go with it. Down low. Jokic, no good.
It's not easy to keep him from converting those. I mean, the D has to be airtight.
And the foul on Jamal Murray. That's his first foul. 5 seconds left in the first quarter. A 3 from McCollum. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. And that'll tie this game up.
A lethal shooter from downtown. McClellan, he enjoys opportunities to pull the trigger.
It's all tied in Portland. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter.
Humble beginnings. You know, I'm from...
Well, some of the best stories in our league are about guys who struggled to get to where they are today.
And I really hope the young guys out there are listening to this. You don't have to be a 5-star prospect to achieve your dreams.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
Showing a lot of confidence in their rotation. They went right to that bench when they needed points.
Well, credit to coaching. Some guys wouldn't have made those substitutions in the first quarter. Now it's paying off.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So on the floor for Denver, they've got Morris. JaVale McGee is out there with Jermichael Green. Then it's Will Barton, and it's Dozier in at the 3.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Barton, wide open, he fires. That one doesn't go. And the Trailblazers going the other way. Morris against McCollum. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night. Denver's shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field.
Well, there are a few players in the league that can match McGee's athleticism. I mean, his whole career, he's been a class above with the speed and leaping. He'll make the most of it on both ends of the court.
Here's Anthony. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Martin dishes to Green. There's the pass to McGee. Plenty of room around him, and it's good.
And see, Webb, you mentioned it with JaVale McGee. His vertical is off the charts.
Oh, yeah, he can get to alley-oops, GA, that nobody else can. The length and bounce he has is jaw-dropping. I mean, same goes for his shot blocking abilities. He times it up.
It's stolen by Green. McGee inside. He's covered by Cantor. Here's Dozier. That 3 off the mark. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for Portland. Trailing by 2. And it's Hollis Jefferson with the jam.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Passes it to McGee. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
You see why McGee's teammates lob it up his way? Because they know he can go up and get it.
Cullen passes to Powell. Goes up with a stripe. Again, the Trailblazers score.
And you can tell the defender not anticipating the step back. He was headed in the opposite direction.
Barton finds McGee. Back to Barton. 5 to shoot. Second shot opportunity. And there's the foul. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Cullen passes to Cannon. McCollum kicks to Anthony. They get it back.
He makes so many hustle plays, and here he's working the offensive glass to the tip in.
The Nuggets trail. Pass to Barton. Morris outside. Green. And Green is right there. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Morris against McCollum. Pass to Powell. There's the triple. And it's Denver with the rebound. To the middle. Dozier passes to Green. Powell with it. It's Carmelo Anthony on the way. And so the ball's out of bounds. Powell touched it last. So Portland ends up going with the new group. And the Nuggets with some changes. Murray against Lillard. The pass to Gordon. Down low. Here's Millsap. Kicks it out to Gordon. Lillard against Murray. And another miss by Denver. The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Lillard from outside. Up again. It's good on the putback.
Well, a big reason Nurkic impacts games is for that ability right there, staying active on the glass at both ends, converting the second chances.
Murray outside. Fires from deep. That one, no good. And a close game so far through the first. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the
2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, welcome. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They were always within striking distance. That's all for now.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. One guy who's been getting it done is Michael Porter.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Yeah, the offense looks crisp, and guys are hitting their shots.
Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. Damian Lillard out there with Derek Jones, and it's Covington in at the 3 spot. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. Jokic. Denver gets it back, and it's Millsap with the extra effort.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Oh, you know what it is, one play at a time. That's got to be the mindset, especially in such a tight game.
Lillard misses. Denver's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Jokic inside, working on Collins. Passes to Gordon. Clock at 6. Lets it go with a 3. And it's Millsap. That time on the assist by Gordon. Millsap's got 5 points so far. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Back to Lillard. He kicks to Nurkic. Collins trying to break free. Off target at the rim. Denver leading by 4. And a wide open look for Porter. No good from outside.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Lillard attacking. And they pick up 2. Hey, Greg, if you could coach one team right now, who would it be?
That's a tough one. Clippers, Lakers, Bucks. You know what? I would probably go Lakers or Bucks because you would have an opportunity to coach someone who arguably might be considered the best to ever play the game. Because I think Giannis is trending in that direction, and LeBron obviously already is.
How about a guy like Kemba Walker and coaching the Celtics, having him to do what you want to do on the floor?
he'd be brilliant. And
Yeah.
Kemba, one of the most underrated leaders in our game. Great human being.
Still plenty of time for him to contribute in this game, but it's a tough stretch he's going through.
The Trailblazers have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. Jones kicks to Lillard. Outside Collins. Lillard right side. And so it's Jokic with it. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
The crafty veteran likes seeing Millsap be aggressive and really force the defense to get physical.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Trailblazers trail by 4. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Three-pointer, Lillard gets the three-pointer to fall. Lillard's got 8 points.
You got to get out on Lillard. I mean, his long-distance shot, you know, is cash.
Here's Murray, still looking for his first bucket in this one.
Playing the revenge card right there, trying to get those 3 points right back and more.
Lillard finds Jones.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
Good chance here for Porter. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Just so smooth pulling up there off the dribble. Porter terrific at being unpredictable and knowing when to take that shot.
Lillard dishes to Collins for the tie. Lillard misses.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Murray for 3. Offensive rebound.
And one of the stories of the second half has been all of those second chance points. I mean, they have been terrific on the offensive backboard.
Lillard against Murray. Kicks it out to Collins. Murray against Lillard to the paint. Here's Nurkic. He can't get that one. Good defense by Jokic.
He's disappeared this quarter. He can't get anything to drop. That's not going to help him get out of the hole.
And that one's good. Millsap.
He does all the little things. I mean, he does the big things. He's got them in front with another outstanding performance.
Lillard looking around. Three-pointer. Portland no good that time either.
It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot get his shots to drop.
And here's Millsap from the arc. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got his 6th rebound on the night. Lillard from deep three-point land. Portland no good that time either. Stolen by Collins. From the arc. Count it. And the Nugget lead has been cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Damian Lillard.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Paul Millsap has been leading the charge for the Denver Nuggets. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. Back to the action after this word. And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. The Trailblazers shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. And Denver will start the 4th quarter with JaVale McGee is out there with Jermichael Green. Then it's Will Barton. Then there's Monte Morris. And it's Dozier in at the 3, the small forward.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Barton outside, pass to McGee. And he banks in the layup.
Well, that's where McGee makes his living. On the interior, it makes them a much more effective offense when he's able to contribute in the painted area.
Pass to Powell. Now Hollis Jefferson. Back to Powell. Just 5 to shoot. And stolen by Barton. Green left side. The kick out to Barton. Dishes it to Green. For the three, nailed from three-point land. And now a 6-point Denver lead.
Well, it was just a mystery what the defense was doing there. You never want to give him that much space outside the three-point line.
McCollum outside. And here's McGee. Barton against Anthony. And there's the pass to Dozier. There's the dish to Green. Over McCollum. Again, the Nuggets score. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for the Portland Trail Blazers. 8-point game. They need this. Tips it, and Cantor able to finish.
When it comes to offensive rebounding, Cantor has led the league in offensive boarding rates. I mean, when you think about it, perhaps the best at picking up his teammates' misses.
Morris passes to Barton. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Anthony down low, guarded by McGee. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Crafty poke fake by Cantor right there. Outwitted the defender and won himself a trip to the line.
Jokic, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Both shots good from the stripe.
As confident as it gets at the line. He wants to be up there in a tight ball game.
Morris passes to Jokic. It's Powell on the wing. Barton defending. Powell dishes to McCollum. Kicks to Anthony. Inside, Jokic with the steal. It's Barton with the drive. He dishes it to Morris. Drills the baseline jumper. And the Nuggets lead by 6. 1:52 left in the game. Now here's McCollum. Passes it to Pop. A free ball. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got 3 assists now in this one. McCollum against Morris. Pass to Jokic, and Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. A different look now for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Collins comes in for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And Lillard subbed in for C.J. McCollum. Murray, good.
And the competitive nature of Murray making all the difference there. Doing everything he can to rally his team.
Lillard against Murray. Lillard attacking. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. The Nuggets leading by 5. Gordon, the pass to Jokic. Nurkic with the block.
Now, his coaches and teammates like this type of energy. Nurkic demonstrating that he could be an anchor on the defense.
55 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Powell against Porter. Shot clock at 5. Here's Murray. And he overshot that one, missing. And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That's foul number 2 for him. Absolutely critical chance right here.
They need this one to go their way.
Lillard from outside. Jokic grabs the miss. And here's Denver, leading by 5. Murray left side.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6.
And Murray has it all. A deadly shooter and a remarkable penetrator. Terrific guard play.
Now, jumping on the chance to up their lead at the line.
Three-pointer, Lillard. Lillard again missing. Nurkic with the steal. From deep. They get the rebound.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
So we see Denver get the win here. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight. Soaring high above the Willamette. And let's...
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed. Something special, David. Thanks. Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Richardson is out there with Luka Doncic. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And there's Porzingis. And it's Cauley Stein in at the 4. And for Portland, Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. Damian Lillard out there with Jones. And it's Covington in at the 3 spot. And here's Doncic from the arc. Rebound by Nurkic. Lillard outside. And he uses the glass on the layup. And tonight, a battle between conference rivals. These teams, Brent, know each other very well.
Very few surprises for either opponent tonight in this game, Kevin. I think they actually send Christmas cards to one another. They know each other that well. Who is going to execute when it matters? That's going to be the difference.
No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Poked loose, and that goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cauley Stein.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Lillard, the pass to Collins. Covington kicks to Collins. Back to Covington. The Trailblazers rebound. Jones finds Covington. The three-pointer, no good. Dallas has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Keeps it alive. Collins grabs the miss.
No, it's early, but going 0 for 4 to start a game can make a team get a little bit tight.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Collins with a good read there and laser focused on where he could get to collect the offensive board.
Doncic kicks to Porzingis. Back to Doncic. And the pass to Porzingis. Almost, but it rolls out.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Aggressive and incredibly quick end-to-end. Lillard is always a threat on the fast break.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Richardson dishes to Cauley Stein. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throws of this game.
You wonder what the next step is, and for Willie Cauley-Stein, what he's done in the offseason to improve himself offensively. Maybe a few more things in the footwork category will help him out.
Now here's Covington. There's the lob to the hoop, and Jones with the stop.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Those are the type of shots that Porzingis nails consistently, so defense is going to have to do a little bit better.
Lillard, the pass to Collins. To the inside. Here's Nurkic, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Doncic passes to Cauley Stein. And the rejection by Collins. And foul call. Looks like they had a clear path to the basket. He'll be shooting 2 free throws. And they'll retain possession. This is his first free throw of the game.
And at the line last year, he was good on about 77% of his attempts.
1:51 left in the first quarter of the game. Passes it to Nurkic. Lillard outside. Nurkic finds Lillard. Just 5 on the clock. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
We're not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
Left side, Jones. Portland again missing. And so Doncic will bring it up for Dallas. Trailing here by 8 over Jones. Hardaway for 3. They grab their own miss.
And you want more of this from Doncic. He's good at reading shot trajectories. Love his aggressiveness.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard surveying the D to the paint. And the dunk by Covington.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense.
Here's Doncic after the made shot from Robert Covington. A pass to Porzingis. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
That's a big target in Porzingis, but he delivers.
32 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Lillard with it. The Trailblazers have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
Nurkic is a double-double machine every night. There's not a lot of teams right now that are equipped on their roster to handle the kind of size that Nurkic can bring.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Harry Giles is checked in for Zach Collins. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Norman Powell's checked in for Derek Jones. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Damian Lillard. Kicks it out to McCollum. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Portland in the driver's seat, up 8. And before the game, we talked to Damian Lillard. You know, Greg, he is stiff.
I don't fear nobody.
And if Lillard's proved anything to us, Greg, in his career, you know he loves a challenge.
One of the premier big shot makers in this game. I don't know if there's anyone you'd rather give the ball to in crunch time.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. Guys, what stands out from the Blazers so far?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
That defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
On the court for the Mavericks, they've got Marjanovic. J.J. Redick is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Dwight Powell, and it's Finney Smith in at the 3, the small forward. Greg, is a point guard, what is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And, you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, it is really paramount.
Now, Brunson, after the missed 3 by Carmelo.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Mavericks trail by 8. Finney Smith passes to Marjanovic. Here's Finney Smith, covered by Anthony. Powell against Redick, 5 on the clock. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And a wide open look for McCollum. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Redick against Powell. Redick passes to Powell. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Powell's got his first points in this one.
Worked that one inside nicely.
McCollum against Brunson. It's Powell on the wing. Takes a 3. And it's Finney Smith with the rebound. Mavericks trail by 6. Now here's Marjanovic. The 3. The shot by Redick, no good. Portland's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Trailblazers lead by 8.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Brunson scanning the floor. Pass to Finney Smith. Now the feed to Powell. Redick with the 3. And it's Portland with the rebound. Giles has got 5 rebounds tonight.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
The Trailblazers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. He hits the second from the line. And Dallas going with a whole new group out there. And for those of you just joining us in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Good on the 3-point shot.
just so hard defensively to stay after McCollum. He can be elusive, and then he can score from anywhere.
Doncic against McCollum. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. So Portland ends up going with the new group. We've got 1:48 left in the first half of the game. Doncic passes to Porzingis. Back to Doncic. Clock at 4. Covington with the steal. And now Lillard pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
And again, Dallas turns it over.
Looked like a simple play and turned into a turnover. Can't give away possessions like that.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Right side Jones. Back to Lillard. It's Jones on the wing. Pass to Nurkic. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Out of bounds. Dallas will take possession.
Yeah, that's a tough one. An experienced player in the pro game shouldn't be making that pass.
Mavericks trail by 15. 58 seconds left to play here in the half. And the dunk by Doncic.
Creative at finding ways to just cut inside there. Doncic, a guy you must keep your eyes on.
Jones against Richardson. Jones with the bounce pass. Back to Nurkic. Trailblazers moving the ball around. And it's slammed in by Jones.
Nurkic getting more and more comfortable at finding the open men on this team.
Doncic kicks to Porzingis. Richardson the pass to Porzingis. Dishes to Doncic. A putback. It's good on the putback.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Lillard dishes to Covington. Back to Lillard. Now the pass to Nurkic. Outside, Jones. Covington kicks to Lillard. From deep. He can't get it to go. And the first half is now in the book. Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. And no doubt that C.J. McCollum's a great player all the time. But Shaq... And...
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. One guy who's getting it done is Lillard.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court right now for the Trailblazers. Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. Damian Lillard out there with Derek Jones. And it's Covington in at the small forward position. Jones, no luck. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. It's a 13-point game. And Greg, Josh Richardson's a terrific ball handler out on the wing who can create for others.
Richardson gets a lot of assists per game at that wing position. Not just looking to finish plays, but also to create for others. Very well-rounded threat on the offensive end, and that gives this team another dimension in terms of playmaking.
Here's Covington, following the score by Josh Richardson. Lillard with it. Hardaway picks him up. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Porzingis with the steal. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Richardson kicks to Doncic. Pass to Porzingis. Nurkic with the steal. And a deep 3 from Lillard. Good work defensively by Richardson.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Porzingis not thinking twice, saw the gap, got in there, and scores.
Lillard finds Covington. Lillard against Hardaway. Right side Jones. And stolen by Richardson. Here we go, one-on-one. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Lillard with it, and it's Richardson picking him up. Outside Covington. Portland no good that time either.
Not sure they realize it's not halftime anymore. 4 attempts, and they're still looking for their first bucket.
Good on that shot, and with that, the Trailblazer lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Richardson. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. And they go to the intentional foul. McCollum deciding where to go with it. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
Now here's Brunson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Redick for 3. And it's Portland with the rebound. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Here's McCollum. Knocks down the step-back J. McCollum's got 5 points so far.
And you give CJ that kind of shot, and he's going to knock it down. He'll exploit the defense all night long.
Redick is in the corner. We've got 1:48 left to play in the third. Shot clock at 6. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Redick's got his first points of the game.
Well, the poise of Redick showing up there, keeping his eye on the rim, and maybe one eye on the shot clock.
McCollum outside. Count that bucket.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
And here's Redick. Over to the left wing. Pass to Finney-Smith. It's Powell on the wing. Trying to get open is Marjanovic. And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down to 6 points. That one good from Powell. Cullen passes to Powell. McCollum against Brunson. Anthony. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And the foul called on the Dallas Mavericks.
How many thousands of times have we seen Melo in that position to pick up a shooting foul and to force the defense to foul him? At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
Here's Finney-Smith. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Powell. Pass to Marjanovic. Makes it off the glass.
They found the touch from the field here in the second half. It was a struggle in that first.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. It's Powell on the wing. Launches a 3. Here's Cantor. Powell with the steal. Here's Brunson. And a miss there on the triple. A 3 from McCollum. And the miss. And so it's the Portland Trail Blazers with a 6-point lead. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Marjanovic is out there with Dwight Powell. Then it's Jalen Brunson. Then there's J.J. Redick. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul call.
Now here's McCollum. The pass to Powell. No good on the triple.
Well, there's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
And an intentional foul right there. And it's the Mavericks with the ball. They trail by 6. Brunson the pass to Powell, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Powell's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Mavs. Brunson against McCollum. It's Powell on the wing from outside the arc. Drills it from outside.
I know CJ plays the 2-guard position alongside Lillard, but he does have point guard vision, and that's a great find.
Now Brunson. Passes it to Reddick. Lets it go from deep. No good on that one. Now Portland takes it the other way. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Portland leading by 7. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Now, here's Lillard. Just 5 to shoot. Kicks it to Collins. Back to Lillard. Shoots over Doncic. And it's off the back rim. No good.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts. But otherwise, the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
Porzingis trying to get free.
And if you settle for outside shots like that, you're going to have a hard time to cut into this lead.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. On defense, Dallas. They played a great fourth quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points. And that one's good. Lillard.
Well, that equals his 3-point total from the first half. He had 1 before the break, and that's his first 3 of this half.
Now, here's Doncic. The wide open look here for Porzingis. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And Willie Cauley-Stein gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Lillard against Doncic. Doncic with the steal.
You could tell it was almost tunnel vision on that pass. Had no idea where the defender was.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Doncic dishes to Hardaway. Doncic against Lillard. That one's in there, and the Portland lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Doncic.
The defense tried, but Doncic gets through. Luka able to put a smooth release on the shot despite the contact.
Now, here's Lillard. He dishes it to Jones. 6 on the shot clock. He kicks it to Nurkic. Cauley-Stein grabs the board.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Porzingis can't hit. And it's Jones with the ball for the Portland Trail Blazers. They're leading by 8. Lillard way outside. Again, the miss by the Trail Blazers. For Dallas, they've gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Always going up for the alley-oop here, and Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Maybe the length coming into play this time for Cauley-Stein as he's up and over the top of everyone.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard with it. Pass to Jones. Lillard outside. Collins. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
This is a do-or-die possession. They have got to get points.
You can't make any mistakes right here if you want to keep hope alive. Their execution has to be precise.
Now, here's Doncic. It falls! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Incredible. Doncic decides he wants to take over, and that's his personnel. He comes up with the goods on that one.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard attacking, and contact on the coach's challenge has been issued. Close game like this, down to the wire, this is what it's for.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. This game is close, and he told his players, hey, guys, this is when it's fun, right? This is a close game, and this is when you get to show what you're made of. Right here, right now. Kevin, we'll see how they respond.
So the Trailblazers win it. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win. Not And thanks for tuning in to the NBA. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ibaka. Then it's Paul George. And it's Beverly in at the point. And for Portland, Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. Derek Jones is out there with Damian Lillard. And it's Covington in at the small 4. Lillard from outside. And finished off by Collins.
Yeah, quick thinking, wins Dame assist. Finds the open man and the ball instantly there for the finish.
George looking over the floor. Out to the right wing. Inside. Here's Ibaka. 5 to shoot. Beverly finds George. The shot, no good.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
It started off looking good, but the timing was just a little off, and sometimes that's all it takes.
Now Jones, after the missed 3 from Damian Lillard. And it's off from 3-point range. George, that's a two-pointer. George missing again.
Rare for him to get a wide open shot from mid-range and fail to connect.
And Nurkic gets it to go.
Love the patience from Covington. Lets the situation develop and then delivers a perfect strike.
Now here's Beverly. Leonard on the wing and stolen by Lillard. And now Portland on the break. Lillard with the ball, and that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Three-pointer, Lillard. And it's Lillard again missing. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 4-point game. It's stolen by Jones. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul. Portland's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Lillard from deep three-point land.
Well, not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
And George gets it to go.
His first make, and, you know, maybe that will get him going.
Lillard with it. To the middle. Here's Collins. Morris with the rebound.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
The game now all time.
Dating all the way back to college, this is one of Kawhi's pet moves, the Sutton pull-up jumper.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. The offensive rebound. Here's Lillard. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
Money from the stripe. He does a great job night in and night out.
And George, here we go. And George with the stuff.
And with those long strides, it takes Paul George no time to get to the rim.
Lillard, the pass to Covington. Lillard outside. Down low. He's looking for Leonard and finds him. Here's Morris. And Morris throws it down.
You see, that is just rude. Kawhi picks it, triggers the fast break. See ya.
Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. George passes to Beverly. The 15-footer. Outside, George. Out to Ibaka. Morris trying to free himself up. And Serge Ibaka, the bucket on the assist by George.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
Jones, the pass to Lillard. And it's blocked by Ibaka. And they'll keep possession. Fires for three. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
Unforced errors. These are the kinds of things that break momentum.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. And that was another look at the aggressive D that led to the Mobile One block.
And early in the game, a defensive play like that goes a long way, establishing the attitude you want.
Scooped up. Cantor kicks to Powell. And the three ball is good.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter's feel, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here is George beyond the arc. And it's blocked. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. And he lays that one in.
Terrific play. This is why you run your offense through him and live with the results.
The Clippers have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. George against Powell. And George kicks to Ibaka. And again, it's the Clippers missing. And another fast break for Portland. The Trailblazers running. Powell for three. Kept alive.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. And George, here we go. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. It's the Trailblazers up by 3. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this.
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well-balanced. This team lives it.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
And they have the guys to do it. Play to your strengths, and they can make up for some of your weaknesses.
We've got Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. Cohen is out there with Powell. Then it's Anthony. And it's Cantor in at the 5, roaming the paint. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. Here's McCollum, and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Greg, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now, as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but, you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, you know, incidental. And I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that ability to play in space is so vital.
Jackson, first shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
That is a powerful point guard right there. Reggie converting against very tight defense.
There's the pass to Powell. Puts up a 3. Up again, and Cantor able to finish. Cantor's got the lead up to 5 now for Portland.
And after that ragged first quarter, they're getting some momentum, some confidence. Nice flow.
And he makes that one.
Lots of contact. Jackson with the strength to power through. Something he didn't have when he first entered the league.
Now McCollum, he has 6. Six to shoot. Kicks it to Powell. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. No good on the 3. Clippers trail by 3. Zubac's with it. Hollis-Jefferson's there. That one goes in.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Trailblazers have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Jackson against McCollum. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Here's Cantor. McCollum against Jackson. And there's Cantor on the assist by McCollum. And the Trailblazers lead by 3. The Clippers have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Outside, Batum. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Powell with the steal. Fast break, here we go. Pushing it up. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Cantor, the pass to Hollis-Jefferson. The dish to Powell. Back to Hollis-Jefferson. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Batum. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Here's Lillard. 5 on the clock. A 3 ball. Trains the 3-pointer. Lillard's got 5 points so far.
Awesome form on the triple. Lillard with textbook technique.
51 seconds left in the second quarter. George, and it's George finishing it off.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Lillard surveying the D. George against Jones. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Collins, and you know that's going to be goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
Man, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Clippers trail by 7. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's George. Oh, what a play!
Watch your head. Insane move by Paul George, a high flyer who can create in midair.
Lillard with no one around. And another 3 for Portland. Here's George. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They never put themselves in too much. And that...
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. And Morris has got the ball here for the Clippers. Trailing here by 8. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. Taking a look at Los Angeles. We've got Ibaka. Marcus Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the 2-guard spot. Now here's Lillard. Outside Collins. Just 5 on the clock. Lillard against Beverley. Here's Nurkic. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Trailblazers lead by 8.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
And for those of you tuning in, we're about a minute into the second half. And George with the stuff.
So smart with the ball in his hands. George reads the floor well and takes advantage of what's there.
Here is Lillard. He's got 8. Nurkic, great positioning on the putback. Nurkic has got the lead up to 8 now for Portland.
It's been their Achilles heel defensively. They just have not been able to control that backboard.
Outside, George.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Lillard against Beverley. Lillard outside. Right wing. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. And now a 10-point Portland lead.
The natural offensive talent of Lillard gives him incredible flexibility. And boy, he can strike at any time.
Here's George. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Boy, your alma mater, UNLV, Greg, has produced some great NBA players over the years. I mean, so many great names.
No doubt about it. Listen, I got a special place in my heart for my former teammates Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon.
Right.
But also guys like Sean Marion. You go back to Reggie Diaz, who was a tremendous player. And right now in the league, you got Kim Birch, dunk champ Derrick Jones, and up-and-comer in Christian Wood.
Good mentions. Powell, no one around him, and the Trailblazers, another 3.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Here's George, and it's Paul George with the finish.
And Kevin, even though they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular, and he did.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it. Pass to Powell. From downtown, that falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. Powell's got 9.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triple.
And George, here we go. And that one drops.
Smooth off the bounce with the strength to finish through contact. Paul George showing us how it's done.
Beverly against McCollum. Over Ibaka. Hollis Jefferson kicks to McCollum. And the layup's good off the glass. He's got 8.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Here's George. He's got 18. Launches a 3. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got 5 rebounds tonight.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
46 seconds left in the third. Pass to Cantor from 12 feet out. And Portland again with the bucket.
Hard to imagine them losing this game if they can keep shooting like that.
Outside Jackson. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's his first foul. There's 25 seconds left in the third quarter. 6 on the shot clock. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
A rare offensive rebound for Reggie Jackson, but he knows what to do with it once he gets it.
McCollum against Jackson. Powell, the pass to Hollis Jefferson. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Here's Jackson. Misses in close. And so it's Portland enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, it takes good vision and it takes good decision making right there. He showed both, and he did so at a very high level.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. C.J. McCollum out there with Norman Powell. Then it's Rondé Hollis Jefferson. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Anthony in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his first foul. It's Jackson with the drive. Here's Batum. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That's his first foul. Trailblazers leading by 12. McCollum with the ball. They double-team McCollum. Powell's got room.
So frustrating when you can't get anything to go down as you're trying to help your team finish the job.
And good that time.
And you like to see since the half now. He's finally starting to come around.
And Jackson throws it down hard.
A decisive finish for Reggie Jackson at the rim.
McCollum deciding where to go with it. Off target from 3-point range. Clippers trail by 12. Here's Mann. Banked in off the glass.
And coming down the stretch here, both teams still on fire.
Yes, and if you love offense, you're loving this matchup. It's been a highlight reel affair.
And here's McCollum for 3. No good that time, and it's the Clippers taking it the other way. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason, I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his...
Whoa, hammering it in!
Capable of flat out torching you. Once PG-13 gets into a groove, watch out.
Now Lillard. Over Beverly. The putback. It's good on the putback. And the Trailblazers lead by 10.
And this is where Nurkic gets a lot of his points, staying active even after the shot goes up.
Here's George. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. The first free throw is good. And both free throws good for Paul George.
You know, no one produces like Paul George does. He elevates your team's abilities in any situation.
Beverly against Lillard. Steps back and shoots. And yes, it's good.
And watching that defensive effort right there, you wonder how much they want this game.
They are getting buried tonight with plays like that one, allowing too much space for a good shooter.
The shot by George, no good. Portland leading by 10. And he commits the intentional foul. And Lillard gets double teamed. The three, hands it from downtown.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
This was obviously a focal point coming out of the break. Look smart when the shots are going down.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there.
And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for Portland. They've led by as many as 14 points. Collins finds Lillard. Now Nurkic, defended by Ibaka. Shot clock at 5. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Clippers trail by 10. George dishes to Leonard. A fader. Trying to get open is Ibaka.
You know what? Just a little fancy on that possession there. Just go up in rhythm. And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for Portland.
And as we watch the game wind down, you have to look back at all of the second chance points these guys generated.
Yeah, they clearly won the second chance points category. Possession after possession, we watched them go after the ball and make misses turn into makes.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for Lillard.
And how many times throughout the course of the evening did he make a momentum-changing play? I thought his relentlessness really keyed their success.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. And that's it for him. He's fouled out. Not only that, we are in the bonus, and we'll have to go to the line for 2. Rajon Rondo's checked in for the Clippers. No free throws good from Lillard. For Los Angeles, they've gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field.
What an athlete Paul George is, leaping up with such ease on those throwdowns.
Right side, Jones. Back to Lillard. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. He hits the first one, and that'll push the lead to double digits. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Big moment at the line. As poised as you get, this thing is done.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
That's lit right there, courtesy of Kawhi's natural explosiveness.
Leonard with the steal. No good there. Good D by Covington. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
And you can see where they're coming from by fouling to stop the clock, but really they're just kidding themselves.
Both free throws good from Lillard.
Guys, let's just go ahead and call this one. It's over.
Oh.
Yes.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. And both free throws good for Damian Lillard. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's George. Lays it up off the glass. George has got 33.
At 6'8", Paul George is a threat inside, looking very comfortable from in there.
Nurkic kicks to Jones. Back to Nurkic. So the Trailblazers win it. A confident win. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. And let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. Derek Jones is out there with Damian Lillard. And it's Covington in at the 3, the small forward. And for Denver, Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Jamal Murray is out there with Porter. And it's Gordon in at the 3 slot. Now here's Lillard. The tray. Porter pulls it in.
And last season, Lillard doing more playmaking than prior years, a career high in assists for him.
Well, we all know that Dame can score whenever he wants to. But this team is better when he's setting others up. Lillard knows that. I expect him to continue to spread the ball around.
Jones against Porter. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Love the heart that Collins is playing with. He makes use to give his all on the offensive glass.
Murray against Collins. And it's Murray with the jam.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Well, come on, guys. Someone has to rotate over. Defensively, that's just poor communication. And the cold start gets a little colder. Just 1 for 4 to start the game.
Gordon, the pass to Jokic. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Plays a rugged game down low. Jokic's toughness adds character to the identity of this team.
Now here's Lillard. 11 feet away. Misses off the right eye.
Just 1 for 5 from the field now. I mean, they've come out flat. They need to pick up the energy.
Murray against Lillard. Murray, good.
And even at 6'5", Murray just elevates high inside for these buckets. A high percentage shooter down low.
Now here's Covington. Lillard from outside knocks down the 3 ball.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Murray outside and stolen by Lillard. And now Lillard running the floor all by himself.
Encouraging to see Lillard focus on improving his defense, showing solid instincts to come up with that steal.
Nuggets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Murray. Rebound by Nurkic.
That works just like they drew it up until the part where he short arms the layup.
That's good from Collins on the assist from Covington. Greg, you and I talk about the big man, his role in the current NBA, and how they can possibly carry the standard for the great centers before them. And you played with the great one in Patrick Ewing, so you have a great appreciation, I would think, for.
Oh, no doubt about it. And I think two guys kind of separated themselves a little bit. Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, I think, are the two guys that stand out for me because of their ability, in essence, to do everything well. They can shoot it, they pass it, they can shoot it from the free throw line. They give you rim protection. I throw Rudy Gobert up there as an elite center as well. Doesn't have the offensive impact that those guys have, but he does impact the game as well.
Three young, dynamic centers. Those are good names. Now here's McCollum. Powell for three. It's Powell on the wing. Fires the three. Anthony down low. Millsap's there. Good on the bucket.
Yeah, just superb focus there for Melo. Overpowering the D and still finishes.
Murray, the pass to Gordon. Jokic with it. Back to Gordon. Millsap trying to get open. And the basket by Gordon.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. Nuggets have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Morris outside. The pass to Barton. From the arc. The shot misses. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Here's Powell, finished off the break.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Now here's Barton. Pass to McGee. Over in the corner, Green. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound.
I love to see the defense exhibit some passion in protecting the rim right there.
Passes it to Powell. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. McCollum left side. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He was all alone on that one.
With the quick, accurate release, McCollum thrives on catch and shoot opportunities.
A three from Morris. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. Got it up. That shot off. And so the first quarter is in the books. It's the Trailblazers. And we caught up before the game with Nikola Jokic, who had a...
Selfless. I mean, you need to cure.
Greg, there are areas of Jokic's game where he probably is the best in the world.
I can't think of a center with better floor vision or better passing ability. His positioning, his angles, his ability to use his size to maximize effectiveness, all at an elite level.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And for Portland guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Well, it's part of their strategy coming in, no doubt. And there may not be that much their opponent can do about it.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, they've got Norman Powell. Anthony is out there with Rondé Hollis Jefferson. Then it's Enes Kanter, and it's McCollum in at the 1. Now here's Green. Morris dishes to McGee. Shot clock at 6. Morris, no good. Trailblazers leading by 3. And a wide open look for McCollum. Drains the wing tray. McCollum's got 6.
And sometimes McCollum is automatic from there. You can't give him this shot if you're the deep.
Here's Morris. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Pass to Powell. Shoots the 3. Denver grabs the miss.
He's lucky his teammates have picked up the slack for him. I mean, his shooting has been horrific.
That one drops for him. McGee's got his first 2 points.
This is where McGee's coaches and teammates want him to shoot from. They know he can do damage in there with his hops.
Here's McCollum. Following the basket by JaVale McGee. The shot by Powell, no good.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
And he recovers it. They get it back. Here's McGee. The kick out to Barton. To the inside, Morris. They shoot again. McGee's shot is off. And it's Monte Morris with the foul. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Now the pass to Powell. Anthony on the wing. Barton defending. Pass to McCollum. Portland moving the ball around. Cantor kicks to McCollum. Here's Powell.
Just doesn't seem to have it here in the second quarter.
Basket counts.
He's one of the best per-minute rebounders in the game. Cantor gets a lot of his points this way.
Morris looking over the floor. The dish to Barton. Tries again. McGee the pass to Barton. And it's blocked. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. Cantor. And Cantor able to finish. Cantor's got the lead up to 6 now for the Trailblazers.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? Powell with it. Now guarded by Barton. It's stolen by Green. And they're on the break. Portland grabs the miss.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Oh, man, you just want to go find some place to hide, man. It's almost impossible to miss that.
Now here's Powell. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. From outside the arc. Another miss. The drop continues. Now just 1 for 9 from the floor.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers. Here's McCollum. 6 points for him. 40 seconds left in the first half. Cantor kicks to McCollum. That's a 2 from Powell. But they recover it. Kicks it out to McCollum. Here's Cantor. McCollum outside. Passes to Powell. Jacks up a 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. Powell's got 5 now.
Continuing to show activity on the offensive glass. Second chance buckets have been huge.
And here is Morris. Here's McGee. No good with the layup. And so it's Portland. Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, the first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. At its highest, their lead topped out at... And that does it for our...
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. C.J. McCollum really making a difference here.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
He's so good at reading opportunities and seizing upon whatever the defense gives up.
Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Michael Porter's out there with Jamal Murray. And it's Gordon in at the 3. That's the group for Mike Malone getting going here in the second half.
Now, when bigs like Nurkic start stretching the floor and improving their game, you know they're committed to their craft.
Inside, Nurkic with the steal. Lillard against Gordon. Lillard with it. 5 points in the game. And here's Covington from the arc. Porter pulls it in.
When he forgets about him on the perimeter, they're playing with fire. Lucky they don't get burned here.
Not one to shy away from contact. It's all part of the toughness that Gordon brings to the table.
Here's Lillard following the score by Aaron Gordon. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Just 5 to shoot. Lillard the pass to Collins. Jokic grabs the miss.
He makes a lot more of those than he misses. Not sure what threw him off right there.
And the shot goes in. Gordon's got 6.
And not just a scorer, but a distributor as well. Porter's court awareness is really impressive.
Lillard the pass to Covington. Lillard finds Covington. Three-pointer. Lillard misses.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Kicks it out to Gordon. This one for 3. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. 9 points for Aaron Gordon.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Pass to Collins. Lillard outside. Back to Collins. Plays it up and banks it in. He has 6.
He creates so much offense. I mean, Lillard puts intense pressure on the defense to react.
Murray the pass to Gordon. Back to Murray. Shoots over Lillard. Murray, no good. And Collins has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. They've led by as much as 10.
And with what we saw in the bubble, Murray has clearly elevated his game. Showed that he could be a #1 option on offense. I mean, his output was an incredible part of that run for the Nuggets.
The Nuggets trail by 5. And Porter, here we go. For 3, Murray. And it's Portland with the rebound. Collins has got his 4th rebound in this one.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Lillard from deep three-point land. They get it again.
And good luck trying to keep Nurkic off the glass. I mean, using his brute strength well on the offensive boards.
Murray outside. Fires from deep. Drills the three-pointer. Murray's got 7. You know, Greg, the further we went into the playoffs, the more Jamal Murray looked like a star.
I mean, Kevin, big shots in clutch situations. Logged heavy minutes, but, you know, never wavered. A truly heroic performance from Murray all postseason.
Not his best day from three-point range. I mean, just won in the first half and still looking for his first here in half number 2.
Jokic kicks to Murray. Outside, Porter. Lets the 3 fly. With the putback. And the rebound by Nurkic. Portland leading by 4. And a deep 3 from Lillard. Again, the miss by Lillard.
He's not using his head this quarter. He's got to get back to finding how to send shots.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
And the ceiling so high for Porter. A versatile, effective forward who does so many things well.
Both teams will make substitutions. He hits both from the stripe. Portland's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. There's the pass to Cantor. Back to McCollum. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
The Trailblazers shooting their first free throw this game.
Well, consistency is what comes to mind when I think of McCollum. I mean, especially offensively, where he scores in bunches.
Morris outside. His three-pointers off the mark. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And not so fast. The officials are going to check that shot again and make sure they got it right. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. It's the Trailblazers up by 5. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. In a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth, Anthony is out there with Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. Then there's Norman Powell. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Cantor in at the center position. It's Powell on the wing. Kicks to Cantor. Pass to McCollum. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Powell against Barton. Dishes it to McGee. Outside, Green to tie it up. The shot, no good. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. They've led by as much as 10. To the paint, here's Powell.
Nice work to get it.
And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
It's a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, when Mike Malone talked to his team during that last timeout, his concern was both their inconsistency and their amount of three-point shots. He said, let's move the ball for good shots. If you have an open three, take it. Otherwise, let's attack the rim and put some pressure on these guys. Kevin?
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
Wide open look here for Murray. They get the rebound. The kick out to Barton. Passes it to Gordon. And stolen by Lillard. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Pass to Collins. From deep three-point range. And Damian Lillard with the bucket on the assist by Collins.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second three of the game.
For three, Murray. A three-pointer is right on target.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Let's talk about great competition going on. That's what makes a matchup like this so much fun to watch.
Nurkic the pass to Powell. Nurkic trying to get open, trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. The Nuggets trail by 7. Millsap inside. He's guarded by Collins. Outside for Murray. Shoots over Lillard. And too long on the shot. Portland's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Yes, that goes in.
Now, realizing when the defenders have overcommitted, like how Nurkic looks to hit the open man.
Murray surveying the D. Again, the miss by Murray.
Oh, man, as good of a shooter as he is, it drives him crazy to miss a wide-open three like that.
Lillard against Murray. Lillard outside. 5 to shoot. Takes the three. From deep. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. And it's a 12-point Trailblazer lead. Murray outside. And he's good on the three ball. Murray's got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for the Nuggets.
And Murray has such a soft-looking shot, especially from deep where he is just lights out.
Powell, the pass to Lillard. Again, the miss by Lillard.
With all these three-pointers he's missed in the first half, I mean, he's become a weight around him now. Somebody tell this guy to be more unselfish.
Another bomb for him right now. His three-point shooting might be the key to cutting that lead.
The way he's firing from three today, they ought to keep riding.
From deep three-point range. And it's Lillard again missing. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. 6-point game. Murray, no good. The Trailblazers on offense. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Now, here's Lillard. So, the Trailblazers win it. A truly gutsy performance away from home. All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. Mavericks. We've got Hardaway. Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Willie Cauley-Stein. Then there's Luka Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 spot. From deep. And it's Doncic missing.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
And the pass to Cauley-Stein. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Tonight, Greg, 2 teams with a lot of history that know each other very, very well.
And sometimes familiarity breeds contempt.
Yeah.
And that goes for the players, coaches, and fans. This one might get heated.
I'm sure you felt that way many times when you play.
Almost every time I took the floor.
Good.
You literally want to dislike your opponent.
Count that one.
No excuse giving Lillard that kind of positioning. That's just too easy.
And here is Doncic from deep 3-point range, from beyond the arc, and then some.
And talk about a terrific stroke. The defense was hoping that a 3-ball that deep wasn't going in.
Lillard scanning the floor. Passes it to Giles. Shot clock at 6. Hardaway with the steal. Fast break, Dallas. Here's Finney-Smith. Drains the jumper to finish the break.
Pressuring the ball and making a play that created the opportunity.
You know, you push it after a steal, there's almost no chance the defense can get back and recover.
Lillard with the bucket.
And we've seen Lillard hit that shot before. He has no fear when it comes to the deep 3.
No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Off target with his 3. Portland's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Knocked away. Fast break, Dallas. Here's Finney-Smith. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
But, you know, guys, we know Hardaway can score, but when he makes these passes, it makes him a lot more dangerous.
Jones against Hardaway. Jones, the pass to Nurkic. Takes a 3. Jones, no luck. Mavericks have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Cauley-Stein finds Doncic. Misses the 3.
You know, he looks a little off-kilter to me this quarter, still trying to find his rhythm.
And the basket is good.
Yeah, you know, Lillard has been so good at finding the open man, puts a lot of zip on his passes, and he knows he's responsible for getting his teammates the ball.
Now, here's Doncic. From the stripe. Lillard with the rebound.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
To me, it appears he's starting to lose his composure a little bit. We'll see if he can regroup and get back into a better rhythm.
Lillard with it. Guarded by Doncic. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hardaway.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. 4 on the shot clock. Powell, no one around him. It's good from long range.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Now here's Brunson. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them. They should be in front right now, but he'll be relieved not to have come up totally empty there.
That shot is off. Richardson dishes to Redick. Pass to Marjanovic. Back to Redick. The putback. It's good on the putback.
There you go. Relentless pursuit of the ball. I love it. He never stopped working.
50 seconds left in the first quarter. McCollum, no good.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Richardson the pass to Marjanovic. Kicks it out to Richardson. Cantor with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Powell. Portland no good that time either. For Dallas, they've gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. Marjanovic passes to Redick. From deep. Offensive rebound.
Boy, fighting to keep that play alive. Beautiful tip in there.
8 seconds left to play here in the first. McCollum right side. It's good.
I mean, call him a combo guard to whatever. McCollum is a scorer first and foremost, and when he puts it on the deck, young fella is going to the hoop.
And still a close game. Well, before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He credits his upbringing.
I think it comes from being a...
And that's the kind of support, Greg, he gives his teammates on and off the floor.
And, you know, guys naturally trust him. They believe in him, and he typically comes through when they need him.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And, you know, for them guys, it's all about tempo. Keep the pressure on and do so as much as possible.
Dwight Powell is out there with Marjanovic. Then there's J.J. Redick. Then there's Richardson. And it's Brunson in at the point. So that's who Dallas starts the second with.
That's serving it up on the platter there. What a nice pass. A high percentage look was the result.
Now here's Redick. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. From outside, off the mark. Powell's got room. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Powell's got the lead up to 2 now for Portland. McCollum against Brunson. And it goes down 2 points.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
McCollum against Brunson. From the line. McCollum no good.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
The shot by Redick no good.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Well, you can't be forcing a shot like that. You got to keep the ball moving. Get something better.
And usually amongst the leaders in their offensive rebound rate, Cantor gives your team found points off misses.
Brunson, good. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Trailblazers. To the left side wing. Collins kicks to Anthony. Just 5 on the clock. Powell against Marjanovic. It's good. No doubt, Greg, you were known being a gritty, in-your-face defender. And when you think of the most hard-nosed point guards in the NBA today, who comes to mind?
For me, I think Chris Paul. I go first because this guy, he's...
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And he lobs it up toward the rim, so they take the lead. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Lillard with it. Hardaway picks him up. And Jones slams it in.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other.
And I tell you what, guys, that's a big play to make in a close game. Potential momentum builder there.
Doncic looking it over. Plenty of space. And it's Portland with the rebound.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
There's 47 seconds left in the first half. And a great job by the D contesting that shot and forcing the miss. Giles the pass to Covington, and the foul called on Porzingis. That is his first foul of the game. On defense, the Mavericks. Pass to Jones. There's the triple. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Finney-Smith. Hits it from three-point range. Finney-Smith's got 7 points in the game.
Excellent court awareness from the big man there. Porzingis proven to be a reliable passer.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard outside. Portland no good that time either. And that'll do it for the first half. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. Win or lose, Kenny, the Mavericks have been one of the more stable organizations.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Trailblazers trail by 3. On the floor for Portland. Nurkic is out there with Giles. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then there's Derek Jones. And it's Covington in at the 3 slot. Back to Lillard. The feed to Nurkic. Porzingis with the steal. One-on-one here with his first shot attempt. That one off the back iron and out. And for Portland, they're shooting 43% for the game. Nobody near Lillard. Sinks the three-pointer. 8 points for him.
And that was not an opportunity Lillard was going to let pass by. Getting down the floor and then instant and finishing on the break.
The 3 for Doncic. Rebound by Nurkic. Doncic has gone 1 of 5 from deep. Jones, the pass to Giles. Goes straight. And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Portland shooting their first free throw of the game.
And as a team, excellent a season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
And there's the pass to Porzingis. Pass to Finney-Smith. 6 to shoot. Trying to find Porzingis. Gets it to him. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And guys, they know he's going to finish off the lob in style. Porzingis and his teammates connecting on target.
Covington passes to Lillard. Throws it up high, and then Jones with the jam.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry.
Well, you need both to make it special, and they pulled it off just right.
Cauley-Stein kicks to Doncic. Back to Cauley-Stein to the middle. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Greg, not all drafts are the same in terms of talent. 2019 was a year to remember.
No doubt about it. I mean, transcendent talent at the top. You think of Zion and Ja, both could be future league MVPs. And the irony is that those two guys were teammates in high school. Go figure.
Yeah, go figure is right. That free throw good from Doncic.
There's an awful lot to like about Doncic, but probably what jumps out at me most is how competitive he is. I mean, he wants to dominate whoever's guarding him.
Lillard, the pass to Jones. Nurkic with it. Back to Jones. Hardaway with the steal. And now the fast break. Doncic with the ball. That one good for two. Doncic has got 7 points in the game.
Boy, he's so dangerous in these situations. Doncic just has a good sense for what he needs to do based on the situation.
Jones, the pass to Lillard. And the three off target. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Cauley-Stein kicks to Doncic. 1:53 left in the third quarter of the game. Cauley-Stein's shot is good.
Boy, what a brilliant find by Doncic.
Here's Lillard. He's got 8. Shoots over Doncic. And stolen by Cauley-Stein. It's tipped. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. Doncic leading the charge. And the call will be against Yusuf Nurkic. That is his first foul of the game. And Dallas going with a whole new group out there. He lobs up the alley-oop pass.
Like the shot selection there of Powell. A capable scorer, in my opinion, folks.
1:15 left to play here in the third. Here's McCollum. Anthony down low. Richardson covering. Here's McCollum. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
McCollum's carved out an impressive NBA career for himself, and I think he's still ascending. He was the 10th pick in the 2013 NBA draft. He's still got plenty of upside.
Mavericks leading by 3. Brunson the pass to Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
He gets that one.
And that field goal percentage climbing now above 50%. They look like a different team here in the second half.
There's 25 seconds left in the third. It's Redick on the wing. Back to Brunson. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Boy, in a game this snug, you can ill afford to commit those kinds of turnovers.
Now McCollum, 5 points in the game. Pass to Powell for 3. No good. Shot missing. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. It's Dallas. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Here's Brunson. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, J.J. Redick is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Marjanovic. Then there's Dwight Powell. And it's Richardson. And at the 3, the small forward. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And so here is Dallas. He kicks to Powell. Drops in the layup for 2. Powell's got the lead up to 5 now for Dallas.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
McCollum dishes to Collins. Brunson against McCollum. 5 on the clock. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Doesn't quite have the height, but boy, does McCollum have the heart. He's a relentless finisher in traffic.
And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. A 2-point game. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. The shot by Powell, no good. Trailblazers shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. Marjanovic finds Redick. Pass to Brunson. Back to Redick, launches it. And no good that time. Now Portland takes it the other way. Cullen passes to Powell. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. McCollum, no good.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually he's money from deep.
Redick for 3. Powell tipped back in for 2. Powell's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Boy, intensity always a good thing, and Powell brings it solid at getting after offensive rebounds for his team.
McCollum against Brunson. The pass to Powell. To the inside, Anthony. And it's Anthony with the jam.
Carmelo Anthony imposing his will inside. Doesn't take any time, rising up for the dunk.
Brunson scanning the floor. Inside. Here's Redick. Passes it to Marjanovic. Now Brunson. Back to Marjanovic. And the dunk by Powell.
And Powell unafraid to take big shots, fully confident in his ability to knock them down.
McCollum with the bounce pass. Cantor kicks to McCollum. And the 3 ball is good. McCollum's got 9 points here in the second half.
How about the fearlessness of McCollum? Doesn't shy away from taking or making the big shots.
McCollum against Brunson. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's his first foul. We've got 1:18 left here in the fourth quarter. And here is Doncic. Five to shoot. Out to Hardaway. Or the 3. Drills the three-pointer.
Yeah, he's got a great motor, Hardaway Jr. He does not need to be pushed to step up in big moments. He relishes.
52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Nurkic. It's deflected. Porzingis with the steal. Ahead, here's Cauley Stein. It's blocked, and he gets it back. Doncic against Covington. Doncic outside. Another three for Dallas.
You know, he's a capable shooter from outside, guys, and for Doncic, I think it's a matter of just shooting with confidence all the time.
Three-pointer, Lillard. It's good! And now they trail by just 4.
This is what he's known for. When it's an important possession, Lillard knows how to come through. Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
Those are critical foul shots. Love to see him knock them down there.
No good on the quick three. Doncic with it. Has to finish Smith. Back to Doncic. So we see the Mavericks get the win here. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do A look from before as the Clippers made their way to the locker. The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. We've got Robert Covington, Damian Lillard out there with Norman Powell. Then it's Jones, and it's Nurkic in at the pivot, manning the middle. And for the Clippers, Marcus Morris is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Paul George, and it's Leonard in at the 3. No good with the triple.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him, and that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
Covington finds Lillard. From deep three-point range, doesn't go that time. The Clippers go the other way with it. Here's Leonard, and then Leonard with the dunk.
I didn't think there was a pass available there for Paul George, but he spots that small crease, he fires the ball through it, and he gets it to his open man.
Now here's Lillard. The pass to Powell. From deep. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. In the backcourt matchup tonight, Brent, definitely high-powered at the point guard position in particular. Much more scoring expected than in decades past.
I think guys have the green light, Kevin, to fire away at the first available opportunity. The offense isn't taught the same way with orchestrators at the point guard position. Now guys are looking to be overly aggressive with their scoring prowess, and to try to make plays sometimes feels secondary.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
Nurkic dishes to Lillard. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
That's a nice shot from Damian Lillard. He feels like he can drain it just about anywhere and appreciates the fact that he's got that kind of range.
Now here is Ibaka. Morris. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Robert Covington picks one up. The Clippers shooting their first free throws of the game, and he makes the first. So he picks up just one from the line that time.
And a guy who's bounced around the league a little. Surprising, given that Morris is a solid shooter and a pretty good defender and rebounder.
Here is Ibaka. Here's George. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
Still searching out their offensive game right now. 1 of 5 from the field to start this one.
And you look at Robert Covington, first team all defense in 2018, the kind of versatile stopper that every team in the league could use.
Now here's Leonard. Three-pointer. And the rebound by Nurkic.
His touch has left him in this quarter. Nowhere close to the kind of output they need from him.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Lillard against Beverly. Lillard looking around. Powell for three. Back to Lillard from deep three-point range. That one's not going to go. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And here's George for three. From deep, here's Powell. Nurkic trying to get open. Offensive rebound. Jones in the post. Leonard's there. Here's Nurkic. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And Covington may be not a star, but he's a winning player. We've seen that.
And the perfect example of that 3-and-D role player. Can guard 4 or 5 positions and can definitely sling it from outside.
Here's Leonard. After the basket by Jusuf Nurkic. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Well, not much you can do to stop that. Leonard showing once again his physical prowess at the 10.
Lillard against Beverly. Lillard the pass to Powell. 6 on the shot clock. And here's Nurkic. Here's the three. The shot by Powell, no good.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
And the claw at work, just one reason why he's always a threat to lead the league in steals. Jump starts the fast break there.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game. There's a minute left in the first quarter. And Lillard gets double teamed. And here's Covington from the arc. Portland again missing. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. It's a three-point game. And it's Leonard missing.
Defense as tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
Yeah, high percentage look there for Ibaka. He can be automatic in there when given room.
Now here's Lillard. On the wing, Jones. Here's Nurkic. Pass to Powell. Lillard with the bucket.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
In the corner, it's Morris. Outside, Leonard. There's the three. Buries it from three-point range. Leonard's got 7.
I think it gets overlooked sometimes, but Kawhi can put up some very good numbers from the three-point line.
It's Powell on the wing. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. It's all tied here in Los Angeles. And back with the start of the second. Recently, we spoke with Patrick Beverly about his throwback.
Old school basketball, you know.
Now, pound for pound, Greg, Beverly may be the most physical player in the league.
And he also gets in your head. It's a combination that allows him to get stops against guys as big as Kevin Durant.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court for the Trailblazers, we've got C.J. McCollum. Ande Hollis Jefferson out there with Anthony. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Simons in at the point. Here's Jackson. After the Trailblazers pick up 2 to the right side. Zubac the pass to Batum. Kennard with the ball. Stolen by McCollum. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. And Kanter able to finish.
Like when his motor is running and he's playing with high levels of energy, Kanter is a monster on the offensive glass.
To the paint, stolen by Kanter. Here's Simons. Stripped away. Here we go, one-on-one. Kennard, the pass to Jackson. Back to Kennard. High post, Zubac. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And the Croatian big man, Ivica Zubac, a big hip-hop fan. His teammates call him Zupac.
It's amazing that he was traded from the Lakers to the Clippers, so still home games here at Staples Center.
Kanter kicks to Anthony. Batum with the steal. Jackson drives in. That one falls.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
Greg, you showed toughness and grit when you played. You've got to succeed in this league with those things at the forefront, right? Being tough, being gritty. And there are several players whose style you admire that play like that.
I mean, no doubt about it. You have the superstars, the Kawhis, the LeBrons, who continue to do it. They can intimidate you physically, but they also provide tremendous skill set. But 2 other guys, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, they're also guys that exemplify that toughness. 2 guys, when you look at those 2, a lot of people didn't project them to be what they've become, and it's impressive to watch them take the floor night in and night out.
Here's Jackson following the basket by C.J. McCollum. Basket good. Jackson's got the lead up to 3 now for the Clippers.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And there's a minute 45 left in the first half of basketball. Simons, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It's his first trip to the line. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Hollis Jefferson. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Powell in for McCollum. Now here's Batum, still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Over in the corner, Zubac. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. And that one, good. Zubac has got 6.
It took a little bit of time, but now he's taking the pen off the cap and putting his mark on this game.
Lets it go from deep. And it's Norman Powell with the 3. And it's a tie ball game.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Jackson passes to Kennard. He lobs it up. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Jones. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And the Trailblazers lead by 2.
And since the first quarter, we've seen them ease off on that long-range affair. And frankly, that's probably a good idea.
And he gets it to go.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Passes to Powell from past the arc. The Trailblazers rebound. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by Zubac. Kennard for 3. Here's Batum. Second chance effort. And Covington sends it back. So a tie game here. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to a pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. The period wrapped up with the... And...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything that the league can do to slow him down. He's just that good.
Yeah, avalanche warning in this one. He is just on a roll.
Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ibaka. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue.
Such a difficult guy to keep up with and also have a conversation with. Leonard, sometimes all you can do is foul him.
Los Angeles shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. Good on the second free throw. Here is Lillard. Down low, lets it fly. The shot, no good. 80 that time from Leonard. Covington against Morris. Kicks it to Leonard. And finished off by Leonard.
Already such a complete offensive player, yet every year Kawhi Leonard develops his handle just a little bit more.
18 feet out, and Damian Lillard with the bucket on the assist from Covington. 10 points for Lillard.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
And George, here we go. And it's George finishing it off.
PG showing that's a signature dunk from him.
And so Lillard will bring it up for Portland. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. From deep three-point range. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Here's Covington, and the rejection by Ibaka.
And, well, he's been the NBA's leader in blocks multiple times. Ibaka just has that rare instinct for it.
Morris passes to Ibaka. Back to Morris. He feeds it to Ibaka. And they take the lead. And the Clippers lead by 2.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. So the D had better start buckling down.
And Lillard kicks to Powell. Back to Lillard. Uncovered. Morris with the rebound.
I saw a green light there. The D's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
Leonard, that's for 2. Again, the Clippers.
Well, I'm not sure what the coach said at halftime, but whatever it did, it's lit a fire. They're now 4 of 4 from the field to start their offense here in the second half.
Now, here's Nurkic. Three-pointer, Lillard. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lillard for the Trailblazers. Cantor checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Derek Jones in for Powell. Morris right side. Pass to Ibaka. Back to Morris. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Jones is running. And that one, good. Hollis-Jefferson's got his first bucket in this one.
Melo good at scanning the entire floor, and that's why that time he found the open teammate.
In the corner, it's Morris. George looking over the floor. Morris trying to free himself up. A nice shot by George. George has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Now, here's Lillard. 10 points for him. Offline with his 3. Here's Leonard. Here's Beverly. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Really, with that level of speed and power, it is so difficult to keep Leonard from scoring on the drive.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Nobody near Lillard. Bangs home the trifecta. Lillard's got 13.
Well, the D has done a very poor job at contesting him from outside, guys. He's tearing into them right now, and they cannot stop him.
Now here is Ibaka. Morris trying to free himself up. Shots good by Ibaka. He's got 6.
Man, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Lillard from outside. The Trailblazers get it back in a new 14. The putback, and it's sent back by Leonard.
And that's the thing we know about Leonard. As a defender, on the ball, off the ball, he's rarely out of any play.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. George. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one's on Anthony. For Los Angeles, they have made 3 of 5 free throw attempts. So both teams making some changes here. And he sinks the second.
With Paul George, it's pretty awesome. You get the whole package. You get great scoring. You get good playmaking and rebounding. You get a defender with active hands. There's a lot of things about Paul George that can elevate everything you do to have great team success.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the 3.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. The Clippers on top. They're up by 3. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
So helpful to the offensive versatility when your bigs can create, freeing everybody up, and that cut was wide open.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, they've got Enes Kanter. Hollis Jefferson is out there with Collins. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the 1. Here's McCollum. It's good.
Well, he knows how to get the shot off at any time on that pick and roll. Natural instincts taking over, and the experience helping McCollum as well.
Now, here's Zubac. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 5. Here's Simons. And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And the Clippers making a change here. Kennard's checked in. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Well, if you go to Lehigh, of course, you're going to make smart plays. McCollum good at sensing when his man was going to be wide open.
And McCollum with the block. And he's able to get it back. McCollum against Kennard. Feeds it to Batum. Now the pass to Mann. Shot clock at 2. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Well, after committing a turnover like that, you're just praying the game doesn't come down to the last possession. You'll remember that one.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Lillard from outside. Rebound by the Clippers.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Jackson passes to Mann. And Batum kicks to Jackson. Count it. Good.
I'll tell you, one thing Jackson has never lacked: confidence. I mean, when he gets a look, Reggie always believes his next shot will be his best one.
Powell, the pass to Lillard. And he uses the glass on the layup.
I don't think he even feels that kind of contact. His focus is just too good inside. Nothing a defense can do.
Jackson passes to Mann. Kennard against Powell. It doesn't go for him. Trailblazers trail by 3, and there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That is his first foul of the game, and it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Collins comes in for Robert Covington, and Anthony subbed in for Jones.
And they get it back again. I mean, how many rebounds offensively have they had? Everything's going right for them today.
Outside Leonard. Outside for George. And it's George finishing it off.
Paul George stepping up big time.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Pass to Powell. Now Kanter. To tie it up. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got 4 rebounds now tonight. George dishes to Ibaka. Outside for George. Rebound by Anthony. And it's Anthony with the ball for the Portland Trailblazers. Here's Lillard. Here's Collins. Outside Anthony. Powell, the pass to Lillard. Just 5 on the clock. Trying to find Kanter. Gets it to him. Moves back up. George with the defensive effort.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
Leonard with the bucket.
And as a defender, you are left somewhat helpless to stop that. Leonard with too many moves in his arsenal and a flood of ice water in his veins.
Lillard against Beverly. From deep. They get it back. Lillard on top. Lets it go with a 3. It's in! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Well, he has that ability, elevates his game in the clutch time. It's Lillard time. He's on point.
Beverly, the pass to Leonard. To get a shot off in time, and they turn it over. A very unfortunate time there to pick up the shot clock violation.
Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
You can bet that's what they're looking for this late in the game. They need that 3.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up.